What is learning? To you, learning may conjure up classrooms, teachers, students, and books. To psychologists, learning is a long-term change in behavior resulting from experience. There are three main theories of learning: classical conditioning, operant conditioning, and observational learning. Remember Chapter 3 when Easy Sight introduced you to Ivan Pavlov? Classical conditioning came from Pavlov's experiment on the dog's digestive process by accident. After ringing a bell, the physiologist put meat powder on the dog's tongues, causing them to salivate. After several times, the dog started drooling to the sound of the bell. As a neutral stimulus, the bell alone could not elicit the same response from dogs, but after becoming a conditioned stimulus, it could. After conditioning, a conditioned stimulus leads directly to a conditioned reflex. In operant conditioning, a term coined by B.F. Skinner, what matters most is the reinforcer that decides the frequency of a response, either strengthening or weakening it. Unlike classical conditioning, which leaves learners passive in involuntary behaviors, operant conditioning engages them in voluntary behaviors through typical types of reinforcement: positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Positive reinforcement is any motivating stimulus that makes a behavior more likely to happen. If many people say you look great in some outfit, you wear it more often. Negative reinforcement increases the likelihood of the behavior by removing an unpleasant reinforcer. Say you take aspirin to get rid of a headache. The next time you have a headache, you go straight for aspirin. On the contrary, punishment lessens the likelihood of a behavior's occurrence. Positive punishment presents an unpleasant stimulus, getting fined for speeding or burning your hand after touching a hot kettle. Negative punishment is removing a pleasant stimulus when a behavior occurs. Teenagers getting grounded for misbehavior, for example. According to Albert Bandura, observational learning or modeling is learning through watching and imitating the actions of another, no reinforcement required. His bubble doll experiment proved that children were able to learn to be aggressive through the observation of adult behavior. Such learning occurs in 4 stages: attention, retention, imitation, and motivation. The learner must pay attention to, remember, and reproduce the model behavior. And lastly, motivation is what encourages observers to keep duplicating behavior. Observational learning is omnipresent. A child learns to talk and walk. An apprentice mimics how seasoned artisans make handcrafts.